All right. All right. So tonight's amend is actually, I think, the only change I'm ever going to do in this list of 100. Tonight's amend was originally about some collective aspect of not writing back, not corresponding back with people who've reached out to me during formative years and teens and early 20s and any time in my life where I just did not reciprocate in any manner, even just enough respect to just say, hey, I'm not interested, just no pulse. And so I think I already mentioned all that, and I was reminded of something that happened. I think this must have been when I was 16, so I'm going a little bit back in time. So this is the only time that it goes back from the chronology of from 92, I think, to around 90 or anyway. And I think I spoke about the affluence that I grew up with. So there's an apartment in Key Biscayne, and where we often went to during the winters, or maybe not the winters, it was something like that. And so we went into Miami for dinner, and I wanted to stay in there and go to the movies or something like that. And there was an argument. Maybe I was even 17. I'm not sure. I don't know about the chronology. I'm pretty sure it's still high school. Fairly sure. So I'm there with the folks, and then, I want to stay, they don't want to, it's an argument, this and that. And we go back to the apartment by the Keys, and it's over the bridge, and for whatever reason, I don't remember how it started, I started just saying, all right, forget this, I'm going to go into Miami, and I started hitchhiking. This was 89, 90, I don't know if, maybe it was safe back then, I don't know, I think it's stupid, at any point in time. I mean, nowadays especially, not even nowadays especially, just hitchhike, Jesus. Anyway, so I'm hitchhiking to get into Miami. I have no idea how I'm going to get back. I don't even know how much money I have on me or anything like that. And I end up getting picked up by a car with, I remember, 3 women, or girls, women, women, young women. And I don't remember their names. I don't remember anything other than the fact that they took me in. They paid for the whole night. We went to the movies. I don't remember what we saw. I don't remember what we did. I don't remember if I resisted anything, not resisted anything. All I remember is saying that I'll pay them back, and never corresponded, never followed through, never followed up, just never. And it's not even out of like a, hey, I burned them, or hustled them, or anything like that. And besides, so to that point, I forgot today's title is Hitchhiking Hustle. But yeah, I never sent them money, never sent them a check, never even sent them a letter back saying, hey, thank you. I might have said thank you just when they dropped me off later in the night, just out of formality. But it's an amend tonight, and it got brought up. I think it's because I've been really looking at, a lot of these things as more of a behavioral thing. It's not one-offs at this point. There's a consistent image of a behavior, and people tell me, like, oh, how do you know somebody? Each instance, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. It can always be a different excuse. I'm certainly always I always feel the worst case if it's not what it looks like when it's not what it looks like. But I think habituation and cycle and repetition offers insight into personality traits of the moment, or within a given time period. And so I know I'm different because I do make better efforts to correspond and reciprocate, and am much more aware than I ever were. But I don't think it takes much to be aware of that. Even if, as a teenager, it's just a comprehension of reciprocity. And benevolent reciprocity, not necessarily vengeful or anything like that. Just so someone gives, you give back, back and forth. And I didn't do it, And, you know, these people are out there, they were nice. I've done nice things to other people since then, but, you know, these people, these three women picked up a 16-year-old kid, had a great night, I think. I don't remember it. I wish I did. I wish I remembered their names. I wish I gave enough kudos, respect, or attention to remember these people who went out of their way to do this. So tonight's amend is to that and anybody else. And you know, this relates to that very first amend. You know, amends to anybody that I do not have in this list. And these people just popped into my head today. Given the thematic repetition of the last several Days of Amends. And so, Hitchhiking Hustle, thank you for letting me share. And thanks for listening.